Well, good morning, everybody. Today, Ruby and I are doing a day hike loop, and we are in Schunnemunk State Park in New York, kind of down by Harriman. I've never been here, but it was recommended recently by somebody I met at work, and we're gonna try it out. It's a mountain that kind of collapsed in on itself, I guess, a little bit. So there's like a double ridge line, and we're gonna go up one side, kind of dip down into the middle, and then climb back out, and then come back out the other side. It's a little bit of a loop hike, and we're gonna see what we find. It has been weeks since I have been able to get out on an actual hike, so the weather's beautiful, it's cool out. It's only gonna be in the mid-70s, so we are very excited. Let's go. Great little viewpoint here. I think this is called Sharon's Bench, if I remember correctly from the map in Gaia. Pretty sure that's just Poughkeepsie out there for anyone that's interested. This is great, beautiful little view. So we're gaining about 1,000 feet, 900 feet, 1,000 feet of elevation in the first mile or so, but it doesn't feel too tough. It's actually pretty decent hiking. It doesn't feel challenging. All right, so we made it to our first trail junction. We're gonna continue on the Western Ridge Trail, and we're gonna follow the ridge line from here. And then we're gonna go about another mile and a half, and then we're gonna cross over to Schunnemunk Mountain. And we're just gonna see what we're gonna see. Definitely a little hard to pick out here, but we're on the Western Ridge here, and then that's the Eastern Ridge over there. And down in the middle is, I think it's called Baby Brook. So this used to be the mountain, but it's collapsed in on itself a little bit over here, I guess. That's what I'm told. So definitely interesting and so incredibly beautiful up here. It's nice because there's not a lot of understory. There's these awesome little outcroppings. There's some views here and there, and you're actually pretty close to some urban areas, but you feel like you're in the middle of the woods. It's got a very nice vibe to it. I would definitely recommend this. So this trail here, Sweet Clover Junction, it does take you down towards the stream and up over onto the East Ridge, but we are actually going to continue a little bit further here down the Western Ridge and then cross over. As I precariously sit here on the edge of this cliff, it's beautiful here. We're starving, so we're gonna stop and take a break. I never cook on a day hike because I'm out for a day hike and there's no purpose. But this summer has been challenging for me to get out, and I have not been able to enjoy any of these simple things that I really like to do while I'm out on trail. So since I had all day today and I don't have to be anywhere until 6 o'clock tonight, I decided I'm gonna cook lunch on the trail today to bring some joy to my heart. So that's what we're doing. We've got some Knorr pasta sides, buffalo chicken, and I think I even have a package of chicken to go in there too. You'll notice that my BRS stove is crooked. I totally forgot that I bent it last year. It still works, it'll boil the water, but yeah, I'm gonna have to get another stove. I was actually thinking of upgrading to the MSR Pocket Rocket, or the Pocket Rocket Deluxe. It is bigger and obviously weighs more, but the durability is a little bit better. I do love the BRS. This is my second. For 20 bucks, you know, you can't go wrong, but I think I paid 17 or 18 the first time. This one was right around 20. I'm halfway to a Pocket Rocket, so MSR is, they make a really superior product in my opinion, so we'll see. I'm going to think about it a little bit more. I do have some other stove options, so it's not like I'm without a stove, but that's what I'm thinking about. So I'm going to have lunch and I'll catch you in a little bit. So while my lunch is rehydrating there, so I think I've alluded in a couple videos that I really had a tough summer. So what ended up happening is I was walking dogs and I really enjoyed that position quite a bit, but they were a victim to the economy right now, and I stayed with them as long as I could, but they just didn't have enough business to give me the minimum amount of money that I needed. I think there was 2 weeks where I hit my minimum, so I ended up taking an over $2,000 loss in income this summer because of that. So that hit me really hard. It affected every aspect of my life, which is truly unfortunate. However, you know, things definitely happen for a reason, and you know, I do plan on doing paid patrol again this winter, but me not being happy financially with the job that I was doing, you know, I started applying for other jobs, and I knew REI was coming to Albany, and my friend sent me the link when they posted that they were hiring, and I got a job at REI. So we just opened up the store. Yesterday was Friends and Family Day, and we opened to the public this Friday, August 23rd, which is incredibly exciting. I know I have some friends out there that are not the biggest fans of REI, and I get it, I understand. I personally don't have a ton of choices out here as far as, you know, working in an outdoor store like that, so I was absolutely thrilled. The hiring process was very strange and interesting, but the group of people that they hired are all exceptional. The management team is exceptional. The group that's been coming in, they've been rotating people coming in and training us. Everybody has been fantastic. It's been a really positive and amazing experience. Believe it or not, I'm working in action sports, which is covering anything having to do with bikes, boats, skiing, and the gear associated with it. We won't be carrying any downhill skis in our store, but we do boot fittings, we do ski tuning, we will carry cross-country skis, and obviously we have boats and bikes. It's all part of the hard goods department, so that does include camp and hike. On Friends and Family, I did assist more in camp and hike than I did in bike, but a lot of the people, you know, that were invited to Friends and Family, they're outdoor people, and that's kind of where they gravitated to, as so many of us do. So cross-training is definitely a thing. So I'll be working all over the place, and they do know that I would prefer to be in camp and hike, but I also like learning new things. So again, positive experience here. I'm thinking about getting a new bike set up. I would love to do some bike packing with Ruby, but that does involve getting a dog trailer for her, which is a little pricey, so that probably won't be happening anytime soon. But I also was trained to assemble bikes, which is super exciting. That was nothing I've ever done before. I've never really worked on bikes at all. I just changed my first flat on a bike this summer. So anyway, so that's a short little update on kind of what's been going on in my life. So a lot of changes, a lot of flux. But I was hired for part-time, currently working full-time hours. That will change after store opening and everything, but I'll be doing both throughout the winter. And hopefully, if I'm a super hard worker and everything goes as I plan this time around, I'll be in a better spot next summer to get out and do a little bit more. I do have one big trip in October coming up, and I'm hoping to kind of scoot out on some day hikes on my days off. And when I have 2 days off in a row, if I can get out for an overnight, I hope to do that now that I have a couple bucks for gas in my car. This is really good. Those little fried onion things gives it a nice little flavor and a nice little crunch. And this is the buffalo mac and cheese thing. It's got a decent kick to it. I would definitely get this again. And I just put in one little package of chicken. I want to try and dehydrate like canned chicken and see if that works too as an option. We'll see. Okay, we are done with lunch and we're headed back out. We're pretty close to dropping down a little bit into the middle of the mountain before we climb back up onto the eastern ridge. There should be some water down there. I'm kind of hoping because Ruby's out of water. So over here, it's a little easier to tell what I was saying before, where right here we're on the western ridge and then it drops down and then it goes back up to the eastern ridge. So that definitely is pretty interesting. I feel like I want to look up the geologic history of this area because it sounds pretty cool. One of the trainers from REI was telling me, he recommended this hike, and he said this is an example of a mountain whose center kind of collapsed a little bit on itself. Pretty cool. Definitely. This is, I think I've said it 5 times already, this is a beautiful spot to come. The hike up to the ridge is not bad, and then, you know, once you're up here, you're just up here, and it's just all these beautiful views, this gorgeous grippy rock. There's a lot of that you're walking on. Yeah, and it's very dry. I hit a home run with that. I decided to head south just because of all the rain that we've had recently. Adirondacks are very flooded and very wet, so I didn't want to go up there. Yeah, I nailed it on this one, so I'm pretty happy about this. All right, we're on the East Ridge now. That was a fun little scramble coming up, actually. It was challenging enough to make it interesting, but not too bad. It's kind of hard to see from here, but right down there is the Western Ridge. So we're gonna keep going down the trail that way behind me, and we're gonna see if we find any other cool things. All right, so this is the summit of Schunnemunk Mountain. It's pretty cool looking. This is a pretty easy hike, but you kind of get that above tree line feel, which is really cool. And when I say easy, let me just qualify that. Like, it's easy because there's a couple tougher climbs, but they're just not that long and they're not that bad. And then the rest of it is just kind of mostly flat. So I guess that makes it a moderate hike. There's a lookout, I guess, over there. I'm not sure if I'm gonna check it out, but just right here, you've got perfect view of the sky. This is great. This would be a really nice spot to come. Even on like a fall afternoon and have some hot cocoa up here. I think that sounds a lot of fun too. This is beautiful. So this is the viewpoint. It's just like not even a 1/10 of a mile, I don't think. Look at this. It's gorgeous. Does this little tree not kind of remind you of like the Charlie Brown Christmas tree? Look at this cute little thing just hanging out in the middle of this rock all by itself. You're a very special tree. Thank you. It might be hard to see that, but way in the distance, that's where I was gonna head today until I was told about this one. So right over there, it's a better view of Hudson Highlands. Probably check that out in the near future. It looks pretty cool. This is a beautiful little spot. So we're right in between the two ridges. Ruby finally is getting another drink, so I'm gonna get a drink now too. And just kind of muddied up this water. I think I might just finish my drink and not filter anymore. So then we're gonna continue to head west, and eventually we'll meet up with where we entered into the woods, and we'll be back at the car. I don't think we have that long to go. I didn't check how far, but it's not that much longer. Right there, train tracks. Amtrak train just went by. So cool. A beautiful little waterfall over there. Yeah, this has been delightful. So we only have about, I don't know, 0.6 of a mile back to the car. And I did not filter any water for myself. Low-key regretting it because I am kind of thirsty, but we're just gonna hustle back to the car. We are almost back to the car. That was pretty quick. So that big bridge there, that's for the train. It's pretty cool. It's so skinny, like, I wonder if that's terrifying to be on the train and go across that bridge. That must be the one that goes up to Albany, because Amtrak services the Rensselaer train station and continues on to like Saratoga and other places from there. But yeah, I feel like we're finishing up just in time because it almost looks like it might rain. I didn't think it was going to rain today, but yeah, I'm not a weatherman, so that's a really cool bridge. I wouldn't mind checking it out a little closer, but yeah, I do have some place that I have to be for 6, so I'm gonna get mosey in. So that's what I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed this awesome little hike that I never heard of before in my life. It was fantastic. I would highly recommend. And yeah, that's it. Get out and hike because it's beautiful out and it's fall. And for a lot of you, that's the best time of year. So take care. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.